If you're leading a sales team, your top producers are either being recruited or interviewing already. They're just not telling you. So how do you plan to keep them? I'll tell you more in just a second. We talked in our previous video about why you lose new salespeople that are in that first year, why the turnover can be high in that, and what you can do to change it. Today, we're going to talk about your top producers, those that are making money and doing well. Why do you lose those people? Well, the first reason usually is because of a relationship mismatch with the person that they report directly to. Sometimes the problem in that mismatch is your leader. That leader doesn't know how to relate to a strong personality, or maybe that leader's a little bit condescending at times. And so that could be the issue. Sometimes the issue is the rep. And it's because the highest performing salespeople can be difficult to manage. I understand that. I was one of them. And so it sometimes takes a different skill set. When I was leading my team, if they were a top performer and they were a pain in my backside, didn't matter to me. It was, what can I do to help you be more successful, because they were that good at their job. The second reason you'll often lose top performers is when a company starts creating obstacles instead of removing them. And usually it's unintentional. But if the company starts implementing processes that are micromanaging, your top performers hate that. And if you're adding details where they've got to do so many different details for reporting purposes and all this, you can really drive a top producer to another company who doesn't do that. So be careful of that. The third thing that will often cause a top producer to leave is when compensation changes happen or trust is broken. And the fourth way that you can lose a top producer is when they see no path to a voice. It might be a promotion. It might be just feeling that their input is valued, but they see no path forward to a voice. So when other opportunities come their way, it makes them more interested in them. As the leader of the organization, there are several things you can do that will eliminate some of the pressure that builds up in these areas. First, if it's a relationship mismatch, you have to coach the coach. The leader you have in position, you have to develop their people skills and their ability to handle conflict, almost like handling a sales objection, and so handle it in such a way that it creates a bond with a person rather than pushes them away. Number two, if it's about where the company starts creating obstacles instead of removing them, you have to understand, you have to eliminate the micromanaging of your top producers. And when it comes to the other little minutia that has to be done, consider getting administrative help that supports your sales staff. When it comes to compensation changes and trust breaks, really think through any compensation change that you do. If it works out that the top producer is going to make less money, it's not going to work in your favor. I had one scenario where, as a salesperson, I actually began to make more money than the general manager of the company. It created a few challenges now and then. You want to think through these compensation changes so that if you do have to make one, you don't chase people off. And then the final thing, if it's no path to a voice, make that top producer a part of the decision-making process, either with a clear path that if they want to go into management, you'll help coach them up and get them ready, or at least if they feel like their input in the systems and the structure is valued because you've given them a chance to voice that. Anyway, that's enough for today. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.